Hey guys, in my last video I was showing my new pedal board, and in this video I'm going to be playing through the pedal board and showing you some of the sounds we get. So I'm on my way to the studio. I'm taking y'all with me. Deranged cat skeleton, check. The studio is not mine. It belongs to my good friend Brett Foreman. Shout out to Brett. And we're doing a little bit of construction in here right now, expanding the horizon. And here we are. This is the studio. We got all things that are good. And yeah, let's hear this thing. So we're in the studio. I got my good friend Barry here videotaping us. So let's just look at it from the beginning here. At the beginning we've got the crybaby wah. So this is what this sounds like. Standard wah pedal. I mean, you can get that pretty much anywhere. But anyway, from there, I'm running into this virtual Jeff thing. So a lot of people had questions about this. This is it comes with a whammy bar, a digital whammy bar that you can like bend notes and all these kind of different things digitally. And I use it for like a transpose. So like I'm tuned down a half step. Sometimes I'll tune down a whole step. So now it's tuned down a whole step. And then like you can even really get cool with it, and you can go down even lower and put some distortion. So that's pretty cool. And sometimes I'll even go down like a whole step. Anyway, from there, I'm going to run right into the CS2. And then this is the first compressor in the chain. And I have one at the very end, too. But this one is, I'll show you what it sounds like on. And if I turn it off. It definitely gets louder with it off, but... to notice a difference like that when we're sitting here playing that, but live it's really noticeable, and it really helps a lot to have that one in the beginning and then another one at the very end. And I used to just run that one by itself and nothing at the end, but so like I'll show you what it sounds like here's with no pedals at all. Let's just turn everything off. This would be like my dry signal. Hearing. So let me turn everything back on, and now here it is again. So it's a definite different, unique sounding thing. So anyway, from here it runs into the MXR Face 90. Thing is pretty cool, and I just have the dial set all the way back, and I do not have the script mode engaged. I just don't like the sound of that. I have a script phase 90 and it doesn't really sound like that, but I do like the way this sounds. So that one goes on the board. But anyway, from there we run to the King of Tone, and this is just always on, the first distortion. I took it off. It just adds a little bit of extra mid-range, I feel, and it warms everything up. There's another distortion I'll put on later, but anyway, from there I run to the tube screener, which gives me a little more dirt. Kick on the other drive and you get some really crazy, like Trey Anastasio type of tones, like from there, this thing is my tap tempo, and this is just a piano sustain pedal, and I think it's latching, and you can just plug it into your any delay pedal that has tap tempo, and it works, and it's better, which is a lot of people don't know that, but it's crazy. It's super tactile, and it's way better, and it lasts forever, better than the Boss FS5U or whatever that thing is. I've been through like 10 of those things, and then I plugged in a piano sustainer and found that it did that. And so that's controlling this thing. So I usually have it set like about like right here, and I'm running the 200 millisecond, and I usually run the analog one too, which is like a slower delay. From there I run to another delay, which is the Flashback, and this one's just a bit more spacey. And then sometimes I'll do this crazy thing with this where I'll play with the analog, and I'll go like, some other song or something, but anyway, that one's like pretty crazy fun for that kind of stuff. And then I think it's going, oh, I may have skipped one. Well, we did, at some point it went here to the chorus, but I'm not using it for chorus, I'm using it for the vibrato setting. And that is just gonna give me like this fake Leslie sound. That one's pretty cool. The chorus on it is really, really good too, if you're playing any kind of 80s anything. So I mean, that just sounds super 80s, and it's basically the CE1, the CE2, and then the vibrato one, which I can't remember which one that one is, but they're all just in one pedal, which is pretty cool. And so from there, it goes, I went to the Flashback and then to the Hall of Fame. And then I'm using this as like ethereal type stuff. And it's got a mash button that like does something with the tone of sort of. The harder I press on it, the more it like feeds back through itself. From here, run into the JHS color box. Now this thing is doing a whole lot of stuff. I took it off. I just sat here and did all the knobs until they just sounded really good for what I wanted to do, for the sound I was trying to get. And the sound I'm trying to get is this like mid-rangey compressed sound that just has a punch to it. And like, it just bops harder with that. And it's kind of like a mastering plugin. It's like a Neve console preamp, like a channel strip or something like that, which is pretty cool. And then from there, it runs to the Keeley. And so I used to just have everything like this pretty much, and I didn't have the Keeley. So that's really where this magic sauce is coming from. It just sounds a little bit flatter. This sounds... with it on, and I like it a lot. I had tried switching the two. Like I had the Keeley in the front of the chain, and then I had the CS2 at the end of the chain, and that did not sound good at all. It's crazy. And I tried the CS2 there, and then I tried a Wampler Ego over here, and that sounded even worse. But it just so happens that these two together in this particular way sounded the best. And you just kind of got to experiment, I guess, if you're doing that kind of thing. So anyway, from there we'll run to the amp head, which is a Milkman 100 watt, and it's got a reverb on it, which is really good screen reverb. And if I crank this thing up, I mean, it's really, it's a good reverb, but I just have it lightly on. It's a pretty good reverb. And then that's it. I'm running that into my cab over here. And the cab is just it's a Jenson Jet Speaker. I'm kind of experimenting a little bit with the mic placements, where we've got like a condenser mic and I've got a 57 of sorts. I don't know, I just watched a Rick Beato video like right before I came in here, and I was like, let's figure this out. I don't know, well, hopefully it sounds good to you guys. But anyway, that's it. That's the rig. Thank you, Barry, for filming this. And we'll see you guys on the next one.